There is a lot of chatter happening for the new chapter of One Punch Man, and it truly deserves all the hype. In chapter 166 of One Punch Man, we see Garou as its strongest form after he received the cosmic powers from God. We will look into the powers and Garou's relation with God in the latter part of the video. For now, let's begin with where the manga starts. We see the Child Emperor and others are shocked by seeing blood coming out of their noses. Soon they fall to the ground. We can see the hair on their heads are also falling off. All this is happening because of the cosmic radiation that is coming out of Garou's body. We then see Garou heading towards Fang. Fang addresses to himself that this is not the Garou he knew. He is pure evil with no humanity left. He thinks he is being controlled, and he yells at Garou, assuming he is being controlled, but in response, Garou tells him he is doing all of this of his own free will. Then we can see Blast appearing out from a portal. He is the #1 S-Class hero. He tells Garou that he is being controlled by God. Fang gives a shocked expression and, wondering who he is, asks who he is. Blast tells him that he will tell him the details later and also tells Garou that Fang is right. You are in God's control. He further elaborates that the amount of power he has, which he mentions as divine power, is a clear indication that he is in control of God, because he will not give you these powers without having control over you. Blast says Garou's power is so immense that any attack from his side can annihilate entire living organisms on the planet. And Blast asks Garou, this is not what you wish to do, right? To which Garou replies by saying, if all this that you are spitting out is true, what should be the solution to this? Blast tells him to teleport along with him to another dimension to save the living things of the planet. It seems clear that humans can't tolerate cosmic radiation, and soon they will all die because of the radiation, which is spreading out of Garou's body. Blast realizes that Garou still has some humanity left and he is not in full control of God. This is a good sign because if he had given all of himself to God, the power level would have been unimaginable, and he would have acted just like a vessel of God. Before we get any further, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And with that, let's continue the video. Blast is concerned that if he doesn't come along, there will be a battle for supremacy between two beings who manipulate the reality of the cosmos. I'm assuming he is talking about God and Garou here. He says, a battle for who is right and who is wrong will take place. And if we look at history, a battle for right and wrong never turns out well. In the next panel, we see Garou laughing and appreciating his divine power because just by his presence, people are dying. He loves that he is becoming the symbol of fear. I mean, anyone with this much power would act arrogant. That is basic nature. Further, we can see Garou truly acknowledging his powers. He knows that he has a godly power and that the only one who can come in his way is Saitama. He says that he wants to see what exactly will happen to the human race in his presence. Later, Fang intervenes and tries to go ahead towards Garou. Blast tells him to stop, otherwise he will die because of radiation. But he doesn't care much about death. Fang tells Garou that if he is planning to see humanity perish, he has to kill Fang first. Garou then talks to himself on how he should kill Fang right here, because eventually no one can be around him, as they will die just being near him. After which he won't be able to see Tario, but he says doing this is important, and it is better for him. We then see Manako running and bleeding. She sees Tario has fallen unconscious. Then we see Genos coming out of nowhere and he attacks Garou, using thrusters on his head. Half of Genos' body is already destroyed while fighting Garou, but he still attacks him. Radiation does not affect Genos as he is a cyborg. The attack did not do any damage to Garou. Because Genos' body was half destroyed while fighting Garou, he now cannot move or do anything to save himself. Garou lifts him by holding his hair, then he appreciates Genos' courage and acknowledges that he truly deserves a mentor like Saitama. To save Genos, Blast attacks Garou with his dimensional cannon. This dimensional cannon teleports the target to different locations after getting hit, in which Garou gets teleported near Blast, and Blast uses the gravity punches on him and also creates so many portals to transfer him. And I can't help but compare it to Doctor Strange, as the portals are very similar to his powers. He lands a few punches on Garou while making him loop around different portals. He then manages to seal him in a portal, and it looks like this portal has transferred him to some other place. But Garou is much stronger than this. He comes out of the portal, as Garou can copy others' tricks, which answers how he was able to return to the same place. Garou then launches a bunch of gravity punches which he has copied from Blast itself. Blast manages to survive those punches by creating portals, but the portals get overloaded with energy that is being released from gravity punches. It creates an explosion and both of them get blown away, though that explosion didn't do anything to either of them. Blast realizes that this much cosmic energy is not good for the planet and Earth will soon become a dead planet. He prioritizes the safety of the people and decides to teleport everyone away from here. Garou then tells Blast that he is not an S rank 1 for nothing, but then says he still is not worthy of his attention. This is quite a big statement to make. Blast is a very powerful hero, considering he can manipulate the reality of cosmos. He is also the highest ranked superhero. The Hero Association believes that Blast will save the Earth when an apocalyptic situation occurs. Well, I guess Garou has become so powerful that he now only sees Saitama as his worthy opponent, and Garou clears our doubt about the same, because what he does in the next panels needs so much more than just courage to do. Garou gets back to Genos. He lifts Genos by grabbing his hair. He wants Saitama's attention so that he can copy his ultimate move and use it against Saitama to defeat him. He does something very brutal, to say the least. To get Saitama's attention, Garou destroys Genos completely. He stabs his hand inside Genos' body and ripped his core out. From this point, the manga becomes dark. No one predicted something like this would happen. We then see Genos' body thrashed away and completely unrecognizable. For this moment, it appears Genos is dead. His core is now in Garou's hand. Genos might survive considering he is a cyborg, but this is just an assumption. We don't know for sure if he will ever be fixed. It started to rain, and by the looks of it, it's not just rain. It's water mixed with radiation, and the color of the rain seems to be blood red. Saitama eventually arrives, and he is in shock seeing what Garou has done to Genos. Garou tells Saitama that he is always late. He passes a metal ball, which is Genos' core. Saitama looks at Genos' body, which is completely shattered. He remembers a conversation between him and Genos, in which Genos tells him a hero should reach places on time, to which Saitama tells him that it's not his thing, and he likes to arrive late. This whole panel is very saddening. Saitama is feeling all of it at once, the anger, the sadness, and he also feels responsible for Genos' death as he knows he could have arrived early. We can see the seriousness on his face. He immediately launches his Killer Series Serious Punch. Garou doesn't get overwhelmed by Saitama's attack. He further uses Saitama mode to copy his Killer Serious Punch. Blast is super frightened. An S-rank 1 hero who is super powerful himself is frightened. He knows that the amount of energy this collision will create is going to destroy the Earth completely, and there will be nothing left. And that is where the manga ends, leaving us all on a cliffhanger. This chapter is one of the best One Punch Man chapters. It was dark, impactful, and action-packed. What do you guys think will happen when these punches collide? To be honest, I think Blast will interfere, and he will teleport one of them, or both of them even, to a different planet so that no one dies on Earth. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, guys. As always, be sure to click that like button if you enjoyed the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below what you think will happen next. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.